In this video, we will give an overview of Taiwan's most famous high mountain tea growing regions. Shan is the name of one of the earliest developed high mountain tea growing regions. It's just up the mountain from Lugu Township. Part of Shan is in Lugu. The bulk of it is in Yushan Township, or Bamboo Mountain, where I live. And it's one of the most well-known names for high mountain oolong tea. One, because it's one of the earlier areas that got developed, but also because the tea makers that manage these farms and process the tea leaves from these farms are some of the most skilled on the island of Taiwan. So the tea that gets produced here is not only coming from ideal growing conditions, but the people who process it are the best at processing tea. So we personally think that it is the best source of high mountain tea overall, all factors considered in general. So we love coming up here and checking it out. So this area was developed in the early 1980s by people who had already been growing tea for generations. It has ideal climate conditions with daily sun and fog and diurnal temperature variations that are very conducive to producing the best quality tea leaves. It even comes down to the geographic positioning of these high mountain valleys, where wind patterns come up and push the fog up the mountainsides to offer some of the best growing conditions available in the world, actually. So the elevations that range from 1,200 meters up to 2,000 meters are some of the best climate conditions for high mountain tea production. The Alishan High Mountain Oolong Tea producing region is located in Jiayi County, just south of Nantou County. And although it's not far away from Shan as the crow flies, it does have a significantly different climate. It's slightly lower elevation, ranging from 1,000 meters to about 1,800 meters. The Tropic of Cancer runs through it. It's sunnier, it's warmer. It still gets daily intermittent fog that offers diurnal temperature changes, which are conducive to high quality tea production. But there is a flavor profile that comes from this climate that is distinct and has given Alishan High Mountain Oolong Tea its own claim to fame. Southernmost region for high mountain tea production. It's probably the most accessible flavor profile for people who are new to high mountain tea and getting used to the subtleties of the flavor characteristics. Yushan is located in northern Taichung and also Hualien counties. It is the most prestigious name in Taiwan high mountain tea. It's the highest elevation tea growing region, with elevations ranging from approximately 1,700 all the way up to close to 3,000 meters. This area was developed for tea production following the Shan and Alishan high mountain tea growing regions. It is definitely the most highly valued and highest priced Taiwan tea, and there's a reason for it. There is a climate that is specific to this region as well. It's significantly cooler. They get the same intermittent fog and sun, but in more extreme variations. There's something called the east-north wind pattern that makes this region even more conducive to high mountain tea production and the quality that is produced at these elevations. And it really is some of the best oolong tea that you can find, not only in Taiwan, but in the world. Yushan, or Jade Mountain, is the name of Taiwan's highest peak, is also the highest peak in all of East Asia. It's located in southeast of the Shan High Mountain Tea growing region and northeast of the Alishan High Mountain Tea growing region in a remote and rugged, deep mountainous terrain. Some of the most beautiful mountain environment that exists in Taiwan. This farming community had existed for many decades. It's mostly Aboriginal population. And with the spike in demand for high mountain tea that occurred in the 1980s, this area was developed along with Alishan probably about the same time and had its heyday for at least 10 years, perhaps 20. In the long run, this area seemed to have diminished, even though it's at the high enough elevations and has the same ideal climate conditions. Apparently the soil conditions vary in comparison to the other most renowned regions in Taiwan. And mostly what has continued to prosper are farms that have transitioned to organic farming methods. And they kind of stand on their own in terms of the market demand and their own characteristic of flavor profile and quality. It's sort of a separate demand from the more conventional commercialized farming practices that produce the bulk of Taiwan high mountain tea. So we have been very inspired and impressed by what this region continues to offer in the form of organic high mountain tea in Taiwan. So there's our overview of Taiwan's most famous high mountain teas. Check out these teas and more by going to ecochateas.com, click Teas, and select High Mountain Oolong. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel for all the latest about Taiwan teas.